L.A. Straight up. Just
Let's go out to L.A. The new anthem.
There it
California
is.
Love Part 2.
One time.
To live in L.A. West side, west side, west side. To live in down L.A. where everybody try to fatten their pocket. So many hustle for the cash, so it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing.
Well, hello. God bless you, community family, and welcome to Gang Talk with Skipp Townsend, Sister Herron. You see Skipp's back with us tonight.
Hey, I'm back.
Bless your heart, and I'm so glad you had a safe week.
Hey, I had a safe week.
To return you to us.
Hey, I returned to you.
They're keeping you so busy now, Skipp. I mean, you're just a gold mine for some people. They just want to pick your brain.
Yes, they do. Sister, let me give honor and praise to God. I'm grateful. God is good. You know, I've been around a lot of people and they want to sweep me under the rug or put me in the closet and stuff like that. And, you know, something done happened and they done pulled me out now and they say, okay, Skipp, they're asking for you. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So I get to go a lot of places. I've been to San Diego, Sacramento, and I'm on my way to Chicago.
Yeah.
And,
You've been to Atlanta, too?
I've been to Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, Skipp.
I was just talking about the last 2 weeks. I've been to Sacramento and San Diego, and now I'm going to Chicago. But, yeah, I've been to Atlanta and Ohio. And
going around the country.
Right.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, it's really a compliment because you said they didn't want to be bothered at first, but it's your persistence that kicked those doors open because you had a legitimate reason for contacting anybody you contacted because it was a serious issue. Right. And so anybody trying to shove you aside was a fool, just an ignorant fool. And we just dismiss them for that because what you do is critical to our community. It means something. And anybody that disrespects that don't understand what we need.
Right, bless their heart.
Yeah, bless their hearts anyway, but go stand over there.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. As long as you don't interfere with the progress that's being made, thanks to you and Second Call and the wonderful people who work with you. And so that's just a compliment to you personally.
All right. Thank you,
want
sister.
people to know that about you. It ain't like it just disappears, takes his pretty face, and goes somewhere else. No.
No, I had to have a handsome face. I can't have a pretty face. I got to.
Well, at my age, I get to call you anything I want to, as long as it ain't ugly or harsh.
Yes.
Okay, so
thank you, sister.
It's just my right to do that. So before we get started, we always like to thank our guests from last week.
Do I know who your guests were from? Do I know your guests from?
Terrence,
okay.
And Angelique.
All right.
And Angelique sat on the panel last week. And
she?
Yeah, and when she spoke, I mean,
what did they do with the baby?
Huh?
Where's the baby?
Mom had a night off.
Oh,
so baby Miracle wasn't here last week, so Mom had the freedom to be on the in the conversation. And when she spoke, I told her, I said, look,
You'll never let her sit over there again.
Never again. Right. As a matter of fact, now she's obligated to set up a show.
Right.
She's obligated because she just made so much sense in the little time that she had, you know, and it's like, wow, I could listen to you all night.
Right.
But it was Terrence, and he brought Umar Shabazz from the Greater Watts community, and we just had the greatest conversation with Marcus sitting in for you.
All right.
So I really enjoyed that. And then the week before, because I want to bring that up while you're here.
Do I know them?
Yeah, your sons were here.
Oh, okay. All
yes.
Right. Yes, indeed. They was here.
Yes, Dad.
All right. Yeah, I have 12 children, so I don't know which sons was it.
The oldest sons.
All right. Two of the older.
Two of the older sons. How many older sons do you have?
I have 7 boys, so 5 of them are older.
5?
Yes.
So it's 3 I haven't met yet.
You might have met one, and you probably forgot him on purpose.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
There's 2 of them there's 3 sons that you probably haven't met, but if you meet 2 of them, you'll try to forget them.
No.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe, let me speak for myself. I have 7, and there's 2 of them I try to forget them.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 of them I try to forget.
Hard his, I understand. Right. But, you know, if they're your kids, my first thing is try to straighten them out before I just dismiss.
I've been trying to straighten them out. I tell you, one of them, he had called me and said that he was in jail. And I said, well, I'm sorry to hear that. He said, no, it's cool. It's cool this time. It's cool where I'm at in this pod. It's all right. And he was happy to be in there. I was like, brother, you shouldn't be happy for that.
Well, that was part of the conversation that we had when they were on the show. They were talking about how it used to be, well, I'm in jail and folks are telling me it's going to be much easier when I get to prison.
Right.
They were having that conversation. I can't wait to get out of jail to go to the big house because it's really, we're just trying to get, past their 25th birthday. So,
yes, indeed.
To hear that kind of conversation about getting out of jail, getting to the big house where it's going to be easier, it's like, no.
Like a rites of passage.
Yeah.
Passage, right.
Yeah, but we don't want you to have that rites of passage. We want you to come home and live a life that has no prison sentence involved.
No more gated communities.
Yeah, no more gated community like that. And leave the choke chain with them.
Right.
Don't let them tell you, we'll see you when you get back, and put that choke around your neck. Don't do that. So, God bless you. And thank you, Skipp, so much for being our co-host. Thank you for sending the kids last week. And I think this is a text from...
Probably Brother Marcus, because he called me.
He did. He called you.
He called me back.
He's on the freeway. He's still on the freeway, bless his heart.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I had asked Marcus to join us because we asked Larry Albury to open November for us. Yes. We didn't get to finish all that political conversation. We started with him, and he was scheduled to be our guest tonight, but he had a medical thing he had to do today, so we had to postpone him and probably until December. Oh. And our estimation is by December, maybe we'll have something more concrete to talk about, following all these investigations coming in.
You know what, though, sister, there's so much that he has experienced in life. Mm-hmm. Just if we just let him talk, there's going to be so much information, so much that he could share with us. There was so much that he enlightened us with the last time he was here that, I literally just did not know. And I just appreciate his wisdom and knowledge and being able to share that with us,
And Larry's what? Larry's 84?
Yes, 84 or 85. I know his best friend is 86. Mm-hmm. And this man climbs the roof still, climbs the ladder. On my way here, I just saw him driving down Crenshaw. These are older guys who will not stop.
Yeah. Well, like Cecil Murray and John Mack and Larry Albury, we have a few historical figures in this city that are attached to this city, and we're happy to know them. Right. To know that we do have that outstanding history. The sad thing for me, though, is that I understand that the Los Angeles Urban League building on Vernon and Crenshaw, Angeles Vista, has been sold.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Who bought it?
I don't know, and I don't care. I don't want to know if we don't own it anymore.
Well, let me say, sister, that when the Urban League had it, we didn't own it.
Right.
And I want to say that because there was so much that goes on in that building, so much that does not get to the community. 80% of the monies that they had during the 70s and 80s, well, no, let me say 70s, but the 90s and early 2000s, 80% of the money went to salaries, went to the budget of people, and it didn't actually hit the community.
Well, you know what? The thing when John Mack was there, it was community driven.
Yes.
It was community driven, and you and I joked in front of Cecil Murray and John Mack that we both had graduated from the Urban League.
Yes. Yeah. I was definitely a graduate.
Yes.
The Urban League Data Processing Training Center.
Yeah.
On Figueroa.
Yeah. I was over on Fig too.
Yeah.
Okay, and funny thing about that, I got my first job, real job with a real salary, and went to work, and I'm not trying to go off track, but it's in this all this sexual assault stuff that's going on now. And actually, in the days that I went through there, sexual harassment was not illegal in the workplace.
Right.
So that job that I went to when I left there, my boss was actually a predator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a predator. And I didn't know it was a small office, but that's what he was hiring women for, because he was a predator. Okay. And I'm thinking, I'm going to go and make a nice salary and pay my rent and feel good about myself. And man, then I found out what the copy room was.
Oh, okay.
We had a copy closet with a copy machine in it.
Right.
And he'd have me go copy stuff, and every time I go in that door, he'd follow me right in behind it. And, oh, man, and I'm fighting him, and the copy machine is like, wait a minute, this is too much. And you're a married guy, too.
Right.
You know, and I wanted to be able to look his wife straight in the face and let her know, I ain't one of them. Whatever your man is doing, I ain't one of them. So that's just, you know.
Back in the day. See, with Second Call, you know, all the women that work with me, I got 2 killers and a bank robber.
Okay.
They ain't having it. I'd say something slick, they done hit me in my mouth, you know. So, I mean, everybody got to start hiring from CIW. Get them right out the penitentiary, and won't be none of that. Ain't going to be no shutting it down. You know, me and Kelly done fought before at the church parking lot. This man done opened the door for us to go to the church, Faithful Central, and the very first or second week, me and Kelly in the parking lot ready to have at it.
You and Kelly ready to throw down,
ready
huh?
to throw down. She's a domestic violence advocate, and I'm the anger management counselor, and we fighting in the parking lot.
And that's so crazy because Kelly, you know, bless her heart, she was honest to tell us about her background, and she come from a family of fighters.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, domestic violence and murder. Right. You know, so I love that.
Shanae no different. Shanae is no different, and you know we can't be around each other more than 2 hours. I mean, we can get stuff done. We can travel the world and get stuff done. Really, we can. But after about 2.5 hours, we gotta separate her. We gonna be fighting.
Yeah, it's a
Petra
recess.
too. You know, I love Petra.
Yeah,
but Petra done hit me in my stomach a couple times.
Well, you know, these women have been through some stuff.
Right.
Okay,
so you can't sexually harass the women I work with.
No, that's not going to happen. And not unless they say it's okay.
Right.
Yeah, you have to get sanctioned for that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's just wonderful to know what you're doing, and the folks that you actually are helping, male and female. That's the beauty about what you do, Skipp. And so let's go and introduce our good friend right here.
All right, good friend.
Good friend.
Isaiah Abdul Jalil, outreach coordinator of Second Call, Ceasefire, and Project Cry No More.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And your birthday was just this week.
Yes, it was. I just turned 21. I'm legal.
All right.
Okay.
21.
I'm legal.
21 plus
I go to
one.
the club, make it rain.
All right.
Make it rain at the club. Have you
Make
ever,
it rain.
Wait, let me ask you though, for real. Have you ever made it rain at the club?
No, sir. Actually, when I used to go to the club, I wasn't allowed to go to the club when I was boxing at Charlie's over on Florence and Crenshaw.
Mm-hmm.
The manager and my manager and owner of the club kept the fighters out of the club because of smoke, but we didn't listen to him because we didn't
But look why they kept them out. Not because of the element that doesn't belong in the Bible. You know, they kept them out because, boy, you go in there to smoke, you go in hell to smoke. Had nothing to do with the naked women.
The morals. Right. Had nothing to do with morals.
No, it didn't.
Smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah,
a health issue.
Hey, like, I'm going to tell people that, man, I don't go to them clubs, man, because of smoke.
Well, you know what's so funny, and I'm ashamed to tell you, but I'm going to tell you because I have a lot of free time now. I've reached that age where I don't have to hit that punch time card, and I've just been trolling Jerry Springer.
Oh, okay.
Don't shun me, but yeah, I've been watching Jerry Springer because it's that generation. And I want to see what they're doing. And then young people is just all out there. They just all out there. And what surprised me, well, it's all about cheating. That's everything on Jerry. The joke is if my friend asked me to go to Jerry Springer with him, first question I'm going to say, we going to sit in the audience?
Right.
That's the first question I'm going to ask him, because if we going on stage, it's like, you can just tell me now. Right. We don't have to take that trip. I don't need that kind of surprise. But people will come to Jerry Springer and get that surprise. The one thing that kills me, the men that think they found the wife in the strip club,
right,
and the stripper that thinks she found the real husband with that lap dance. Right. It's like, wait a minute.
Hey, but don't kill their dreams. Don't kill their dreams, though.
The thing about Jerry Springer is that show the buffoonism.
Yeah, buffoonism
made him a millionaire.
Yes,
several times over.
Yes,
and the syndication alone.
Yes,
that man got work
for Nah, he don't.
His
he
great
don't.
His great grandkids is set for life.
Yeah.
His great grandkids is set for life.
Yeah, you can download the shows now, put them on your phone, watch it right here on your phone now. Buffoonery. It is,
and that's what it is.
It is.
They get up there and make fools of themselves. It's really embarrassing.
They're not embarrassed. That's what I'm talking about. You know, and what amazes me. Well, I'm 18 and I just want to have fun. I don't care about him. I don't care about her. I don't care about their kids.
Hey, look,
I was crazy back then, but I wasn't there.
Not that crazy.
Stupid. I wasn't stupid.
Hey, look, he's not. I can't say that he's prejudiced because I didn't see he didn't had all kinds on there.
No,
he didn't had all kinds on there.
It's color is green.
Yeah, it is.
It's color is green.
He don't care what food come on, just as long as the food
white,
come
whatever.
on.
His color is green. His favorite color is green.
Right.
And I ain't mad at that boy. I ain't mad at him.
Because you know it kills me. They act like that plastic cup of water is battery acid. You know, he gives them a cup of water. You know they're going to throw that water on each other. But everybody...
Well, you know, the security staff has a show, his own show.
Oh, yeah, Steve
has his own talk show.
Yeah.
The bodyguard.
Because it was just so many people, man. They couldn't get everybody on the show. So they gave Steve a show so they can double up. It's called a double up. That's what it is, a double up.
He's making money hand over fist. But
you get mad at him. I mean,
I'm not mad at Jerry. He's the ringmaster of this circus, and he's very good at it. And these clowns come to his show. They do.
Monty Suits just chill and just let the people do their thing.
Yeah,
it's like go at it.
Yeah. And then I always, I only watch it because I want to hear the audience stuff at the end. So if you're going to hear the audience stuff at the end, you have to know what they're talking about. So I have to watch the rest of the show. But I only care about the audience comments at the end. But then he has the arrogance to come with Jerry's final thoughts.
Oh, okay.
25 years, 365 weeks, days, 52 weeks of your final thought. How many times have you repeated yourself?
Right.
Do you have a book?
Right.
Is this thought number 52? Is this thought number 365?
I'm sure he probably writes them down.
You know he does.
Or looks at old final thoughts and say, yeah, that'll fit tonight or today.
Yeah. Well, let's stop talking about Jerry. It's just one of those funny things because it's representation of that age group and how they see things. They're not very serious. And when I see young girls, 18, talking about, well, he's going to be with me because I'm pregnant with this child, it's like, girl, you setting yourself up. You set yourself up.
The thing is, when I see young children, right, even when I see mothers buying dolls for these kids, I resent that. I have a problem with buying these dolls because they're setting up, baby, toys. Because they're setting them up for motherhood. Because eventually they want to turn that doll into a real child. You see, and they want that love too.
Yeah,
that's what they see. Because when you talk about them teenagers, I have a big problem with the foster care program right now, sister and brother Skipp, because these children are emancipated at 18 and they end up homeless on the streets. And you see them all around us, all around this area.
Right.
They got their backpacks on. They run out into groups to protect themselves. And they look like students. Some of them are, but they're homeless.
Right.
And the emancipation time period at 18 is not enough for them because the foster care parents are not preparing for that date.
Oh.
And the thing is, I was on the phone with Kamala Harris' office, and I'm trying to get her to introduce a bill to move the emancipation date up to 20 if they can.
Or 21.
Or 21 because they need time. They need time because a lot of these children don't know their parents. And in our community, we have grandmothers that are 30 years old in their 30s. That's crazy.
Well, you know what's so sad about foster care? When they take you from your family, they remove all your relatives from your access. You don't have any cousins, you don't have any aunts, you don't have any uncles. You're just in foster care. And the hardest ones to place are teenagers. The hardest ones. They're not going to stay. They're not going to stay. And so the agency has a hard time placing teenagers. So what they end up doing, giving them kind of to the elderly, because the elderly's not going to raise your child.
Right.
They're not.
Going to house them. They're going to feed them and clothe them.
That's it. So you want to hang out till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning? I'm not going to stop you.
You see, and the thing is, as a point the finger to black churches in the community right now, right?
Right.
I had a statement saying we have too many black churches in the community for the community condition it's in, right? But now I can't honestly say that with clear conscience because as a Muslim, we have masjids in the community right now also. So what I would say, now I say religious organizations. That covers everybody.
Right.
And we have too many of those in the community for the community condition it's in. And all we have is pimping them from the pulpit. Building fund for this, building fund for that. You know what I'm saying? The pastor got a new car every other 2 weeks or whatever. And that's what we got going on. And we have these children, we're losing our babies.
Yeah.
We're losing them to violence, we're losing them across the border, they end up on a whole stroke, or they're in Long Beach Boulevard. And I see some beautiful little children out there, right? And the self-esteem is so low, sister.
Yes.
And it's like, it breaks my heart when I was driving that taxi out there.
It is heartbreaking.
And I have places I could take them, but they got to want to leave.
Right.
They got to want to leave but they don't want to leave.
But
you know what I'm saying? Because
if you haven't set them up for a future, because you got when it's your child, you make plans for them. You're going to school. You're not going to sit here and just play video games all day. You have that power over your own child. It's like I'm going to narrow you in. Yeah, you can divert over here, go have fun on the weekend, but when you come back Monday through Friday, you got a job to do. That's the power of a parent. When you're a foster kid, who has the power to make you do anything you don't want to? You see, and we're not looking at the fact that there's some resentment in here. I'm displaced. Where's my family? You see,
that's actually not so much resentment as it is hurt and abandonment.
Yeah,
it's hurt and pain. It's an abandonment issue.
Yeah.
To sit here and go to school or even be in a home where the foster parent has their own children, or to be in a home where the foster parent has a favorite child who they've had for years, and I don't know how long I'm going to stay, and as soon as I get into it with this child and they say, well, I'm going to go tell the foster mom, and now I'm thinking, man, I'm on eggshells, I'm about to go somewhere else. So there's a whole lot of hurt and pain that's associated with not being with family, period. And for that, where's the outlet? Where does the child get to go and talk and say that, I'm just not feeling this, I don't know what happened, and the child is sort of like victimized over and over again until they're 18 and they're living in this unhealthy environment and they're told to go be healthy when they're 18.
Yeah, when they're 18. Now you go out and be a whole human being.
How can they go out and be healthy?
They don't know what love is. You see? And the thing is, it comes down to trust issues also. Can I trust this person? And you don't know their backstory. There's places they foster homes and where they came from. Would it be some place where they were tampered with or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, the thing is, there's so much different stories. And but it's what saying, they need an outlet, an honest outlet. It's like I refer to like Skipp. He's my lifeline. You one of my lifeline. I had Gerald Taco. These are my lifelines. It don't matter how old you get. You need these lifelines. People you can call and talk to at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's not necessarily the advice I'm looking for. Maybe a sounding board. You know what I'm saying? Because that phone call, as an outreach coordinator, you don't know that phone call. You hear from the other day, Melanie called me. She said she didn't hear from me, and she would text me. She said, "No, I want to hear your voice." You know what I'm saying? And she called me, had a nice little conversation. I'm saying, like I talked to Justin, the same thing. We need that human. You know what I'm saying? That comfort.
You need that connection.
It's like Erykah Badu in one of the songs. She said, "Your energy feels so damn good to me. I feel your energy. I feel Skipp's energy, and I enjoy being around you, y'all." You know what I'm saying? With ceasefire, there's been over
to know that somebody cares. It's very important to have at least somebody cares.
Doesn't matter if the children don't have that. So what you expect? You know what I'm saying? We have babies having babies. Now we have babies killing babies.
Wow. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Too many funerals.
These are crazy times. There's no question about that. These are crazy times.
Remember years ago they used to make a joke about you're a crack baby? And crack babies are growing up now.
They had babies.
And they never will reach their full potential because of what they was born within their system. They never reach their full potential. You know what I'm saying?
And then they may have lost their parent. They may have lost their parent to prison, to death, to addiction.
And they need that therapy. They need that one-on-one therapy. Most of them need that one-on-one therapy. Somebody they could trust. Because remember that incident that happened that these three youngsters in a car. And the little boys in the backseat heard his brother get killed, and his brother and his cousin got killed, right?
Oh, yeah, they were on Dinker.
Right.
Dinker and 68.
And they expect that little child to just go back to school. No, you got that boy need therapy.
Yes, he does.
He needs some serious therapy because he heard and so his brother dying right there, he's in the backseat, ducked down. Stuff like and that's just one instance, but we have countless incidents like that in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? See, this is where the funding is missing for those kind of things. Our kids do need counseling. They do need special consideration, especially if you've had a sibling murdered. You know, we look at the moms. It's like we let the moms cry on our shoulders, and they have to go to counseling. They have to survive this. But what we found out is not necessarily that counseling that helps more than us counseling for each other, and that's been the most effective tool for our women is to come together as mothers of murdered kids and scream. Right. Just scream. It's okay for you to scream. It's okay for you to rage. It's okay for you to be angry. Just let it out. Say how you really feel about this, and then we can get through it. Right. You know, it's like Vicky says all the time, you may not get over it, but can you get through it? Absolutely. Can you get through the next week? Can you get through the next month? Can you get through the next year? So that's really their focus rather than saying, well, you'll get over this. Right. No.
It's no time limit. No shot.
Ain't no expiration date on that. No. It's not. I was telling Vicky, ain't no morning period, ain't no expiration date in your morning period. But you lost your child. And she always said, lost. I ain't going to find that child no more.
Right. He's not lost. He was murdered.
Killed.
Mm-hmm. He was stolen from
So the whole thing is, we have to take charge of our future, these babies. Mm-hmm. Like I always admire Skipp for, he have a chance, I call him the second batch. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? His youngsters right now, his level of consciousness, right? Mm-hmm. He have the opportunity to raise some giants. Mm-hmm. Okay,
they're coming.
The girl in the college right now, Cody and them, they're coming up. They're running track, and the other one. I mean, he have a chance right there. I admire that about him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because his level of consciousness, right? You're planting the right seeds because their mind is fertile ground. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because they say sticks and stones will break my bones, but words can never harm me. That's the bull. Words last a lifetime. You tell a child he can be anything you want to be. He could go into that.
Well, this is what was so important about the show with Skipp's sons, because we wanted to get in that peer group and see where their mind is, how they feel about this, and to hear Deshaun's testimony about his father's circumstances, things he didn't like about his dad. He was a drug dealer. He was always in prison. Well, Marcus pointed out to him, it's funny, the things that you hated the most about your father, you ended up duplicating.
Right.
You became your dad. And it's like, as a matter of fact, I did, didn't I? Right. But when you hear his backstory of the trauma he had in his father's absence, his mother's weakness, the stepfather coming in and physically abusing him, he grew up with trauma. Right. This man ain't my dad, but he is abusing me. Right. Where do I find somebody that cares about me? Oh, I find it out in the street with my friends.
The homeboy network.
Which
don't really work.
Well, you know what? I mean, it has to work because there's another guy named Wack. Wack is doing 99 years in prison, and it's not for killing his father, which he did when he was a child, and he got a juvenile life. Because when his father stepped out and the stepdad came in with the abuse, Wack wasn't having it.
Yeah.
And he went and got something. He got an equalizer, and he said, okay, you're a little bigger, so let me do this. So I appreciate we still having those second chances. That Deshaun didn't do that. Right. And now we can help Deshaun, and we don't have to help the real children of this father or whatever. But I think what has to happen is I think the time is over. And if Trump does not make us see that we need to start talking with each other and creating healthy communities, we have to create a healthy community for ourselves. It's not going to happen with MRT or Bernard Parks, none of them. None of these politicians are going to help us. Herb Wesson, none of them. They're not going to help us with creating a healthy community. We got to create that on our own.
Yes,
we have to do it, and it takes the work of ceasefire. It takes the work of detours. It takes the work of second call and all the different groups. We have to come together, and everybody offers something.
Yeah,
everybody offers something to help and build and empower our own community.
And it starts with love. Yeah, you got to start back loving each other.
Okay,
the spirit of love.
The spirit of love.
I got to tell you this.
Okay,
I remember after the Trayvon case, right? I was in Lamar Park, and this young lady was talking about, where are black leaders? Where are black leaders? I knew she was talking about with Jesse and the Al Sharpton. I said, sister, you know what black leaders are? I'm looking at you. You are a black leader. I explained to her, I said, well, how you expect some outsider to come to our community, and when they come here, they get a stipend from the mayor's office to calm the natives down. Somebody on the outside to tell us how we living? No, we got to take care of our community. We got to take care of ourselves,
right?
And that's what it comes back to what you just got them talking about. We got to come back. You said the spirit of love. We have to, because if we don't, how do we expect somebody to top to depend? You know what I'm saying? To look out for us. We got to look out for each other.
So let me ask you real quick. Give me five. Give me 5 leaders in the community right now. Give me 5 leaders
in L.A.
Skipp Townsend, Ben Owens, Kevin Orange. Yeah. Tim Carnegie, Gerald Thompson.
Okay, so that's 5.
John Herron.
Do people know that though? Because what happens is when you're in conversations like that, because I've heard them too say, "Where are our black leaders?" And I'm standing around next to Tim, like, "Man, get off me! You're too close." Ben, stop joking. Kevin, come over here. And we all sitting here in the corner, and you know what we hear? We ain't got no black leadership. We ain't got no. And I'm sitting here looking at Twin and Taco and Tim and Gerald done taught us all, you know, and I'm sitting here looking like, Gerald, man, you done did your part with me. I'm good.
Yeah.
But the people sitting here saying we don't have no leaders. Not only did Gerald Thompson create leaders, he's a leader. And we all right here. And how you know, the same people who I look up to on the show, the Cecil Murrays, the Larry Aubrey. Yeah. Larry taught me the difference between shit and ice cream. He said, Skipp, you got to know the difference.
Yeah, you got to know the difference.
He said, I'm old, but I'm not that old. So there's so much that these individuals have taught me. Yeah. And we stand in these circles, and they say, we ain't got no black leadership in L.A.
There's an old African proverb that said, when an elder dies, it's like a library being burned down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm telling you, we have to respect our elders, yourself, Gerald. I mean, that's the thing about ceasefire right now. It's being revamped right now. Thank God for that, because the work ceasefire is supposed to be doing is not doing it right now. But inshallah, with God's will, it'll be back on its course. Okay. Because we got to get things off the runway. We cannot allow.
Let's just admit that we do the hardest work that needs to be done in our community, and that's to see about our hurting families and our dead children. Okay, and I don't see a whole lot of people running to join us to do that. You ask them to come out to a candlelight vigil, it's like, yeah, I hear you, but I'm not coming.
You see, until it affects their door, until it
knocks on their door,
then they want to get involved.
How many times
I'm gonna tell you, I know how to get people. I know. Okay. I'm gonna get some people together. I'm gonna get about 1,000 people together in a couple weeks. You know what I'm gonna tell them?
What?
I got free turkeys. I got free turkeys, and they're going to line up.
They're going to line up around the corner.
Around the corner, and they're going to be sitting there waiting, and they're going to hold me accountable for what I said. Yeah. But then ask them, do we have any black leaders? They're going to say no.
No.
You know what I mean?
And you giving them the turkey, right. But you ain't the leader.
It's cool. It's all right. I know what they line up for. But if I tell them the same people, if I say, look, we have a street over here where it's really dangerous and we need to go talk to people and in the spirit of love and tell them that we here as a community, I might get 3-4 people.
Yeah.
But if I got free turkeys, I'm going to have a line wrapped around the corner.
The thing is, we have to let these people know, let our children know. It's one at a time, because my strategy is when I see them in a group, I leave them alone. When I see them in a group, I look out who's the leader of that little group, right? And it's like on the Serengeti, I look at them, and I pick their leader off. I catch him by himself, and I get him. And I plant the seeds of all I can. Sometimes they might need a meal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they're hungry. Yes. And they ain't going to try to hear you on an empty stomach. So you got to feed them a little bit. Slide a couple of dollars to them, and they'll listen to you. Then they'll come back. When you got them coming back, hit them again. You know what I'm saying? And they'll know they come honest is love. They'll say, wow, it's a good. I'm getting a good feeling. Yeah. And we have to do that. Yeah. It might cost a little bit, but we have to, because, again, talk about the leadership. Leadership is not a popularity contest. No. It's not a popularity. And parenting is not a popularity contest either. No. We have people that try to be friends with their children. No. You can't be friends.
Well, wait. You know okay. You get older. Let's talk about this, because one of the commercials, because I don't watch commercials if I don't have to, but they have this commercial where the father comes in with this pizza. Have you seen? He's got his number one dad cap on. His son is sitting there in the chair playing video games, his little boy. Dad comes in, I got a pizza for you, I got a pizza. The son asks him, well, is it from Jack in the Box or Burger King or whatever? The father says no. Son reaches up and pulls the number one off of his dad's hat.
I saw that. Yes, I
saw that.
I saw that too. Yeah. Right, and it just said Dad. It was no number one. Right?
You lost your number one status with this little small child that ain't big enough to reach up and get that pizza off the table. But look at the message you're sending to these kids. You don't have to respect your parents unless they give you exactly what you asked for.
Right.
See, that's the message of that commercial. You didn't bring the right pizza, so now you a worthless dad. I can take your number one right off your cap. Look at the power they're sending to these young kids.
I totally missed that, sister. I don't watch commercials either.
I remember the commercial.
I remember the commercial, but I missed the point that she's saying.
Yes.
But you know, the one thing I've learned about commercials is I don't watch them either, but when I get up and walk away, they turn the TV up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that commercials are filmed and taped louder than the average TV?
Yes, it is.
So that as I walk away, I'm not missing what they're saying.
Mm-mm. And do you know President Obama got that fixed because they were doing that because you could barely hear the show, but when the commercial comes on, it's blaring all over the place.
Right.
And it was happening in different stations. You get a louder volume on one station than another, but always in the commercials. And when President Obama was in office, he neutralized that. No, y'all got to keep the same volume. Don't do that. Well, since he's been gone, they're bringing this back. They're bringing back the louder volume in these commercials. And
to make sure we hear the garbage and know that don't respect your father and to eat all the foolishness that they put on TV.
And I'll tell you another one is the Cartoon Network. You know, the tradition in our kids was to... Well, their dad didn't, but I like to get up on Saturday morning and watch the cartoons with the kids and, you know, see what they were watching, and they like Scooby-Doo and stuff like that, but innocent stuff.
Scooby-Doo is not innocent. Them is a bunch of... If you realize why that van was smoking and shaking and all that, they was in there doing drugs.
Not the little girl with the glasses.
No, but
not Daphne. No,
right.
But maybe Scooby and what's his face, Shaggy.
Yeah, Shaggy.
Shaggy. Shaggy.
Scooby and Shaggy.
If Shaggy was eating Scooby snacks, I'm pretty sure. Okay, but the point is that was like a family time. We didn't have to work, so we spent that Saturday morning. It was a treat.
And then
but now that I got grandchildren, got the Cartoon Network, they all up in the TV for the commercial.
Right.
They don't care about the cartoon. They want to know what toy is going to be selling in the commercial.
So in my day and age, there was Function Junction, and they would teach us verbs and adjectives and stuff of this. So my daughter, Kylan, the one who's in college, when she grew up, she was watching, she came in and said, I know what the K sounds like. And she was watching one of the programs that I forgot what it's called, but they were teaching them this. Mm-hmm. All those are off the air.
Yeah.
Even the what's her name had the big old glasses. The hobo lady had the big old glasses and say, I see him and her, and you know each time we woke up, there was something that was educational that we wanted to see.
Right.
Whether it was teaching us how to pronounce words, or whether it was teaching us different systems to count or whatever. Right. But that's over with now. Yeah. So now I watch cartoons myself, and it is so funny, and they talk about real stuff. Mm-hmm. These are adult cartoons. Mm-hmm. And the cartoons I watch are adult, and
You mean Adult Swim?
Adult Swim, and they don't teach the kids nothing nice. It's nothing nice.
They're not teaching them anything that I've seen, and the little characters are so odd.
Right. One of the cartoons, like I say this, I'm stop. One of the guys was in there. He had on a smoking jacket. He was obviously rich, and his son walked in and was saying, "Daddy, Daddy," and he pushed the button for the maid. Maid came and he said, "It's in here again. Can you remove it?" Right.
I missed that one.
Right. It
I'm
was
glad I didn't see
it was
that.
a flashback, a Family Guy, and Stewie had said, "What if you weren't my dad? What if I got adopted by some rich parents? Or I had rich parents." So then they showed him coming in saying, "Dad," and the father hit the button and said, "It got in here again. Can you get it out?"
Wow.
Didn't say my son, said it.
I don't know what to make of it.
Bring up, discuss is the fact that we at Second Call, we have careers for these people out here, right? Mm-hmm. I explain to them all the time. I'm out of business cards now. I need some more brochures. But the thing is, what's hurting our community right now, these weed spots they have, the medicinal marijuana spots, because they think it's cool to smoke weed now, right? Mm. But for every job site, you got to pass their drug test. And they're not testing urine no more. They're testing your hair follicles.
Well, people getting walked off of Viagra. These guys is having issues with their marital situation. But even the Viagra has chemicals in it that won't allow them to pass a drug test, and you're making $100,000 a year.
Yeah,
and you're making $100,000 a year, man. I'd lay off all the drugs.
Well, first of all, you're talking about a generation that's disconnected, and the first thing that they need to get into, even entertain that idea, is the mentoring you do. Are you job ready? Are you serious about this? Right. Are you ready to do whatever your boss tells you?
That's our process Second Call.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Right. That part has to be a part of the job offer. You got to check them, make sure they're ready for work. It's like Big John says, if you can't meet me at the work site on time at 5 a.m., don't tap me on the shoulder. Right. Don't waste my time at all. And that's the real talk that they have to be given. So you can't have the job without the preparation. That's the point I'm trying to make in this generation. Like you said,
that's what we have with Second Call, the process.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Second Call is doing that work where other people just trying to get them in the job.
Right.
The point is, you offer them the job, but they're not ready for work.
Well, they're going to embarrass them.
Trust and believe, Sister Sarah. Trust and believe. If they come to Second Call and they get placed in the union, they'll be ready for it. Because John ain't playing that.
That's what I just said.
But John ain't playing that.
That's what I just said. And this is the point I'm trying to make. People that have job fairs.
I understand what you're saying. You're absolutely right. This is what about the numbers.
Yeah.
But anything about, what I'm saying? Because I always tell people, you on that job site and some big old white boy tell you dig their ditch. Guess what you got to do? Mm-hmm. Dig their ditch. Ain't no talking back either. Yeah. Or they going to send you home.
Yeah.
Okay, because right now I got brag. I always talk about John, Kenny. I got brag rights because these guys give me brag rights because of what they do. Mm-hmm. I'm saying the paychecks, I see some of these paychecks they make and they doing it. You see what I'm saying? Because at 5 o'clock in the morning, they got to be on a job site, right?
Yeah.
They get over at 2 o'clock, right? You think they're going to be on the block hanging out? Oh, no. They're going home, get wash up, eat some eat, and back to bed, watch a little cartoon.
I was at Ceasefire that night that John brought in.
Oh, man. It was
at least 10 men.
It was powerful.
It was very powerful.
It was so
all
powerful.
These men had been in the prison system, did their time, came out, found a place through Second Call to find meaningful employment. And so that's the beauty about it, to see the ones that benefited from it. And that's all we're trying to do, is reach the mind first. See, you got to find a little light in there. Because if they're just sitting with their eyes closed, I don't care how much talking you're doing, they ain't going to come to Second Call. Right. They're not coming. And the truth is, I've had people ask me, "Oh, sister, I need work." And I said, "Skipp, go see my friend Skipp over here on 35th and Normandy." Okay. And then I asked him, "Well, did you get over?" "Oh, well, I had something came up. I get all these excuses."
I'm done with it.
Well, of course you are. But the point I'm making is that you tell them where to go. Some are going to come, some ain't.
Right.
And see, and Skipp and John and Ken already know we have to do the pre-preparation first before we get them anywhere near a job site. But what I wanted to ask you, Skipp, I've been passing all this construction all around our community, all the way out to way south of here, just construction everywhere. And my practice now is to go by and look for us represented.
Look for black people.
Yeah. So that's going to be my next thing. I'm going to start driving by these construction sites, hollering out the window, where the black people at?
So let me just say, I could say names that are good names. So Turner Construction built the Kaiser Hospital in the jungles. Mm-hmm. All of the electricians were 100% local hire. Okay. All of them weren't black. There was a couple of Hispanics, but Richard, who was Hispanic, did 23 years in prison. Mm-hmm. Joe from Pasadena, did like 16, 17 years. Mm-hmm. All of them are local hire right there for the electricians. So the carpenters, it got them a little boost in them. So the carpenters said, man, how y'all doing that? They had about 20-30%. So they boosted their numbers up too to like around 58%. So the total on that job site for Kaiser Hospital was supposed to be 30% local hire, but it ended up 58%.
And our Big John was the superintendent of the whole
Big
project.
John. Right.
Our Big John from second call.
Well, Noah, the guy named Noah from Turner, was the superintendent over the whole project, but Big John was the over everything electrical. So Big John could have sent everybody home at any time. Like, we got 10,000 volts of power coming, you could shut it down. So yeah, we got to be proud of that. But he now at Turner Construction is also partnered with Hunt in the Ram Stadium, and there are so many black people there. You think it was slave quarters? They out there working. I'm
gonna go around and take some pictures because I don't see him down Crenshaw. I don't see him down Normandy.
See, that's the thing too. So Walshay is actually got the contract, the $6.2 billion from Metro to do this right here, and they had two black iron workers, and they put them both up front so everybody could see them. But they just don't have a lot of blacks. And I'm going to say that Walshay does not want the process. They want the answer. So they don't want to wait for second call to help people get ready. They just, just bring somebody in. And, they're thinking about the dollar, the money. They are not connected to the community the way Turner Construction. Turner Construction is connected. Noah and Michelle Ballard, they're African American. They're connected to the community. Kaiser Hospital, Steve Lamar, connected to the community. These people are connected, and that's why they make that difference. Walshay, they come from somewhere else, and most of their parts came from Spain and Germany. So the parts they're using don't even come from here. So I mean, we're gonna have projects like that, but for the most part, they're about to build another Kaiser Hospital in Watts, and Hackler is already working with Second Call and also working with the community to make sure that people from the Jordan Downs, the Nickersons, and the PJs and the Haciendas get on these job sites. That they want their people to not only, and I told them, if you go through me, what's going to happen is not only are they going to get on the job site, but I'm going to have them working together, and this reduces the violence. Because I don't want the Daphne in the van. I want Scooby and Shag. I want the ones who are the real ones. You know what I mean? So that way we can build the relationship and get them into a career.
Yeah, I like the way you operate. And the sad truth is, we need more organizations like your Skipp. That's what's missing here. And I watched Judge Mathis quite a bit. I've been watching him since he first came on, and because he has a criminal past. And he'll tell you it took him 15 years to get his law license after he completed all of his whatever he had to go through and went through school. It still took him 15 years to be able to practice law. But now he does. But a man that came from the street, knows the street, he knows how the game goes. So that's one of the things that I respect about him. It lets you know that you can't, just like Charles Dutton, the actor. Yes. He served time.
14 years.
Yeah, and came out and found a life. So I like for our young people to think, my life is over. No, it's not. It's not over. As long as you wake up every day, you have a chance to change your circumstances. But what Judge Mathis said today was that this is where our churches are falling short. You see, they don't have any after-school programs for kids. They don't have a place for grief counseling for our siblings of murdered children. You see, these are things that are already in place, services that could be done by the people that's supposed to help you with your faith. You see, and I thought, I never thought about that after-school program thing could be so instrumental in foster care.
The thing is, digress from Malcolm X said, the ones with the criminal is not a disgrace. However, to remain one is.
Right.
Malcolm X said that.
Say it again.
The ones with the criminal is not a disgrace, because we all make mistakes. However, to remain one is.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a lot of brothers coming home after 30, 40 years. Been around for 45 years off of death row. These guys hit the ground running. And slow down. Kelly, the women that's taking call, they ain't slowed down yet. I'm so proud of these women. they hit the ground running. They ain't slow down yet.
Yes, it's amazing.
So they just want a chance. They just want a chance. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Guys came from Pelican Bay up north. These are hard. These level 4 institutions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They come to second call, and we have almost 700 placements now in second call in careers. Mm-hmm. They scatter all over the place. Second call name is ringing in the streets. Okay, and like I said, they give me bragging rights every time.
Well, here again, see, I've been with Skipp a long time. Before there was a second call. Okay, or just at the beginning stages of it. So I've had a chance to see it grow. It's not, I don't have a problem with second call. It's the absence of all the other gaps that we need filling. We got a lot of gaps in our community. Our biggest enemy is our own apathy.
Right.
We don't care about these kids. We don't care about the foster kids. We don't care about our hungry kids. We don't care about our homeless teenagers, really.
No,
we got nothing for them.
No, that's where Gerald Townsend comes in.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I've known that Gerald Townsend, but once again, he can't do all the work himself.
There it is.
And he's been a part of the transit. I never even heard the term TAY until Gerald brought it to my attention as transitional age youth. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that's going on with that group, but it's, for me, there were so many laws that were passed that stopped them from having the homes that they had and doing the stuff. I know Gerald had 2 or 3 different homes, and I think that's what happens is no one wants to invest in our children.
No.
There's not a great investment in our children the way it's a great investment in the penitentiary.
Do you know that a few weeks ago, not last month, well, that was last month, I read that Kansas of all states, has a record high of foster kids. Wow. A record high for the state of foster kids. They've got 6,500 kids in foster care in Kansas. Wow. And I made the joke, well, what's going on in the Midwest? Because I know California, we have so many foster kids, they don't tell you a head count. They just give you the percentages.
LAUSD got
I was going to give you the percentage, but you made a point because right around the corner here, Audubon. Yeah. Audubon percentage is at 80%.
80.
So it's 80, but here's the thing. So 56% are with some family member. However, that other percentage between 56 and 80, they're in group homes, placement. Some of them even are about to go back to juvenile hall. So that's what really hurts us. Yeah. And then another statistic that I heard from what's his name? He's superintendent now. He used to be the principal of McKinney, George McKinney. That Washington High School has the highest number of homeless students. Right. So, and he said that's in the United States. Yeah. So, that's not foster care, but still it's homeless. Imagine sleeping in a tent or sleeping in a car or, homeless even means if...
sleeping on the couch.
Sleeping on the couch at my auntie house or my grandmother's house. That makes us homeless because my name's not on the lease or the mortgage. So homeless means a lot of things, but it's still uncomfortable.
The economy has made a lot of people homeless, a lot of people. That has nothing to do with the kids transitioning in our foster care that end up homeless. Those are 2 separate things. Right. Sadly, some community out here is now having an issue with the homeless that are sleeping in motorhomes.
Right.
They want to get them off the block. It's like, oh, my God.
Yeah, that's in Chatsworth. I heard it on the radio.
It's insane. And we're not looking at the bigger picture of how this increase in homelessness has happened in a short amount of time, and that folks don't understand. Like a lot of people that got surprised this way, I'm a paycheck away from being homeless myself. If I lose my job, how am I going to pay my rent? Right. That landlord's not going to let me stay here for 6 months till I find another job. Right. They want that money. So I'm at risk of being homeless too if I can't pay the landlord. So that's the reality we live in L.A., the truth.
Right.
We have don't just blame the homeless on the drug addicted or the mentally ill or vets.
Right.
We got families that are homeless now.
Homeless, absolutely.
Family.
Absolutely.
So, we're just not the country that raised me.
Right.
Right now, we just haven't been. We're just not the country that raised me. I don't know where I'm living right now. I don't know who to respect at the top. I don't know who I can believe at the top. So I rely on you. Because on this level, we don't have anything but the truth. We ain't got nothing else to give but the truth.
Well, we have to hold these politicians accountable. Let me finish. What I'm going to say is we got to stop begging and demanding from them. Because every time they come around, election time, okay? Stop begging and demanding from these people. Because I'll tell you, I was doing a documentary downtown, right, with a friend of mine. And the sadness, the stories you hear, it'll break your heart. It has this one guy. He said, that was my office up there. Now I'm down here living on the streets.
Yeah.
There's a couple. Didn't want to tell their family was homeless. They just said they tent up and they had the mobile chairs and were part of like a 2-car garage. And hear some of these stories. I had to back up from the mic for a little while because it'll break your heart. There's so much sadness down there. It's so much sadness.
Yeah,
it's really sadness.
What do we expect from our politicians, though? What do I expect? I mean, if I can sit down with Kern Price, Herb Wesson, and Marquise Harris Dawson, what do I want from them?
I'll just say this. You have to remind them they're public servants. They're servant of the people. You see, when they stop politicking, that's when politics have been compromised. And they're in it for the paycheck. They get that money. That's what it comes down to. They're here to serve the people. They forgot that. You got to remind them of that.
I don't think, and I might be wrong for saying this, and please forgive me if I offend anybody, but I don't think Marquise Harris Dawson is in it for the money. I don't think he's a seasoned politician. I think what's his name come from Inglewood, was a senator, all that. I love him to death, love his wife, got a beautiful wife, beautiful family, but I don't see a man going from a council member in Inglewood to being a senator and then moving back to the east side just to be the council member on the east side, the new 9. I got an issue with that. I mean, but whatever. But I don't think Marquise Harris Dawson fits in the category. I think that he really has a heart for the people. I think what happens is if I take a clean person and put him in a filthy system, a system that's filthy, I still think he's clean-minded. He's just in a system that he cannot influence. You get what I'm saying? So he's not able to influence the system that has been functioning the same way they've been functioning for over 100 years. I don't think that he's able, especially the seat that he took. He took the seat of someone who was a suppressor who did not like his own people, even before his granddaughter got dead. So I think that he's just in a situation where he can't stick his head up above the mud right now.
See, but people like that, we have to support them. I didn't mean to say to all politicians. I'm just saying, though, I didn't mean to put a blanket indictment on all of them, because you're right about Marquise. I know some people in his office, but Bernard is not there no more. Dina Andrews over there. But I'm saying, people like that, we got to support them. You know what I'm saying? We have to support them. We have to.
Well, you know what?
Mark Gibson.
Look, let me just put a pin in this, because I would like to say that our politicians are prepared to help us. But as long as I've been in this, before there even was a ceasefire, the last person on the block was somebody elected. And in too many cases, we had to drag them out to act like they cared about it. So I washed my hands of them years ago. And have I seen anybody step up into that empty spot? Have you? See, and I hate to be confrontational that way, but as long as we've been doing this work, I don't have one politician except for Janice Hahn giving a Watch Gang Task Force, making the investment. I don't have one politician on this side of the town that I can say, oh, they made the investment. Not one in all these years. Okay,
so let me say Herb Wesson, long time ago before there was a grid, let me tell you what he did. He had Project Save.
Yeah.
So he put money to the side for Project Save for intervention that could not be touched over the years. And I just seen Brenda Shockley out here just a minute ago when we was going to the store. So from the time was Bo Taylor was alive, I think it was 2007 to 2017, Project Save is still here in the Baldwin Village, West Adams community because of Herb Wesson. So, I mean, I can't say he does everything, but I can say that was something that he had foresight, like they may take my money. So before they do, let me earmark it and put it over here for that.
Okay, but as you pointed out, that's West Adams, and Baldwin Village. What about the rest of the community? You see, that's the part that's missing, that coalition of our elected officials coming together to help all of us. You name one person. I named one person that wasn't even from my village.
Right.
One person in all these years. Two people, really, Skipp, in all the elected officials. And when I look at them now, ain't nobody running this way. Ain't nobody running this way. And I don't, that's why I just leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
Well, we're running out of time. Brother Abdul Jalil, would you leave the people with something? Would you say something very powerful to the people so that they can be talking about it and be motivated and empowered to do whatever it is you want them to do? No, on the radio, we don't have no dry speech, man. You gotta say something,
Mao Zedong said, "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few."
Say it again.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
The needs of the many
outweigh the needs of the few.
So
it's okay to have your personal agenda, but the needs of the many, the community outweighs your personal needs.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for coming tonight. Bless your heart. And
bless your heart.
Thank you, Skipp, for being a co-host. Glad to see you on your way through.
Yes.
We'll miss you next week.
Yes.
But you'll be back the week after that?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my head to the sky.
All right. That sounds like a good deal. Well, God bless you, community family. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back next week with somebody.